Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and welcome back to the best games of 2017. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Super Mario Odyssey. You guys might be wondering why I'm smiling. It's because if you were to ever tell me that a Super Mario game would eventually make its way on to one of my top 10 best games of any year, I would tell you you're crazy. I'm not a Mario guy. I'm just not that guy. Like, sure, I can enjoy it. I can probably think it's a good game, but I highly think I would ever make it one of my best games of any list. But the fact of the matter is, here we are, and Super Mario is without a doubt one of the best games that I've played this year. I mean, I hesitate to say that I finished it. I basically, let's just say I saw the credits, which isn't even close to being finished with Super Mario Odyssey, make no mistake, but Nintendo also released Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and you guys know how that went. Obviously, I also have to pay attention to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but God, that game is so good. Super Mario Odyssey is so good. You know, if anyone this year comes to you and they tell you that Super Mario Odyssey is not that great of a game, it doesn't innovate that much, here's what you're going to tell them. You're going to go up to them and tell them, you just don't like having fun. You have a thing about not having fun. Because that is what that game is. If you were to grab the concept of fun and put it in a game cartridge, just like straight up fun, it would be Super Mario Odyssey. Like, here's the thing. You could ask me, Rurikhan, which one is the best game of 2017? And at this point, I already know which one it is, my personal video game. I'm not going to be revealing it on this video. But it's like, that would be a discussion that I would need to have, and I would need to consider a lot of video games, right? But if you were to ask me, Rurikhan, which one is the most fun video game of 2017? I'll have the answer for you like that. It's Super Mario Odyssey, hands down. Like I said, the whole thing about this game to me, it's like, sure, it looks great visually. I think the sounds are great. I think the soundtrack is great. I think the gameplay is fucking fantastic. The whole thing about being able to capture other creatures, which constantly opens up new gameplay elements, new ways to reach different locations in the game and just like unlock new power moons and all this stuff. I think the gameplay is fantastic. But if you ask me, what was the thing that like stood out to you the most? It has to be how much fun I was having throughout the entire time. And isn't that what video games are all about? Just having fun. That's what it's always been about. It's about being able to escape reality and enjoy yourself for a couple of minutes or a couple of hours. And that is also something that Mario manages to do really well. Like, you can actually play Mario if you want to. You can play it for 5 minutes and achieve something, or you can play it for 5 hours and still enjoy yourself. And that is a fantastic achievement for a video game. To be able to keep you entertained for 5 minutes or 5 hours and you still feel like you've done something, that's impressive. And it is also extremely important for the Switch, because obviously this is a console that needs to be able to provide you with longer gameplay sessions if you're at home, relaxing, sitting down, just enjoying yourself, or shorter gameplay experiences if you are in a train, or if you are, you know, in a plane or something. You're in your commute, your daily commute. So it needs to be able to entertain you in short bursts as well as longer sessions. And Mario Odyssey might as well be a friggin' case study when it comes to that stuff. I mean, and then in terms of innovation as well, which is something that, as you guys know, I tend to really emphasize innovation when it comes to games. You know, to me, innovation is a very important thing when it comes to a game making it onto my list. So a lot of people might look at this and say, but Rurikhan, I mean, the Mario formula hasn't really changed that much. It's kind of like Mario 64, whatever. Well, to be completely honest, I never really played Mario 64. But I don't think that Mario 64 is just like Super Mario Odyssey, because I've seen footage of Mario 64. Actually, I have played a little bit through emulation and whatever, and it's a different game. It's a very different game from Super Mario Odyssey, at least in my personal experience, because in Super Mario Odyssey, you have that same thing that you kind of had in Zelda, which is you're playing the game, and then you look off into the distance, and you're like, oh, there's a power moon over there. I gotta go get that. And Zelda was the same thing, if you guys remember. In The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you would have, like, you would be on top of a mountain or top of one of the Sheikah Towers or something, and you would look into the distance, and you're like, looks like there's something interesting over there. I should go over there and check it out. Super Mario Odyssey managed to do the exact same thing, but on a much smaller scale. Whereas in Zelda, you would have that, and you would have to travel for a long period of time and go have a couple of adventures along the way on to your destination. In Super Mario Odyssey, it's a lot more like, oh, I should go into that platform. Then from that platform, I can jump over there. Then I could possess this thing and do that other thing. And it's about more calculating how you will get to that spot, but knowing that you can get to that spot. It's about seeing a power moon in the distance and trying to go get that power moon, or try to figure out, maybe I'll have to go to another kingdom, take one of the painting things, one of the portals, and get that power moon that way. And it's like, it was such an experience for me, because again, I'm not a Mario guy at all. And you guys know me, you know that I'm not a Mario guy. So having experienced that game and all of the different mechanics and all of the different things and even the different emotions that I felt going through that game, because you become attached to the Odyssey, the ship. You become attached to it. It becomes your own because you put the stamps on it and stuff. And I know every player is going to have the exact same one once you put all the stamps in, but it's like, as you are experiencing basically that gameplay, as you are experiencing that journey, just remember, this is not a multiplayer game, so you don't have to think about what everyone else is experiencing. You have to think about your experience. It is a single player game, and I've had a blast throughout the entirety of it. It made me feel different emotions as I was going through it, like with the different things that I've experienced. Again, I'm trying really hard not to spoil specific areas of that game that were fantastic to me, but it's just like, it makes you feel different things. And I know that you guys are like, it's a fucking Mario game, dude, what are you talking about? But you do develop an attachment to that game and its world and its characters, and it's important because that is where it innovates. That is where it manages to really win me over, is some of those experiences. And even just like certain moments when you get to, like, there's a specific moment in that game that I made a thumbnail. I tweeted out on Twitter, and I was like, a glimpse of home or something like that. And it was just this moment where I got to this place and I saw this thing from Super Mario, and I was like, wow. You know, it's those moments that make certain games. And that was what I mean, legitimately, it is probably one of the best titles I've ever seen on a Super Mario game, because it was an odyssey. It was a journey that I took with Mario in trying to save Peach from getting married to Bowser. It was a trip the whole way. It was like this big road trip. It was me, Mario, and Cappy. And just like doing all these things, getting the power moons, fixing the Odyssey, making the Odyssey go further and further beyond what anyone expected. And it's a fantastic experience for anyone. Even if you're not a Mario person, I cannot recommend Super Mario Odyssey enough. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys